another show of Arts Talk Online. I'm Bill Roberts.
And I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
What a better place to be than West Edmonton Mall, right in the middle of Christmas shopping season, December 7th. We want to thank West Edmonton Mall,
Yes.
Sherry McClaig from Media Relations for allowing us to
Yes.
use the Santa Maria.
I'm so excited to be here. I window shopped all the way to the boat today. And the boat might be big enough to fit all of the things that I want to buy for Christmas.
The previous shows we have talked about Christmas shopping, so here's your opportunity. Get it done. We have
Oh,
every
yes.
store in the mall is here, so if you want to shop, get your shopping done now. Come down to the mall, watch Arts Talk Online. We're here. www.artstalkonline.com is where we air the show, and again, this one will air. No, we're at December 7th
December
already.
7th.
Wow, what am I thinking? See, it's Christmas. Everything is just throwing me right off. We have some great guests on the show tonight. We have Mandy Eve Barnett, who is a writer, local writer out of Strathcona County, actually, and has just recently published a new children's book.
Awesome. And I'm really excited. We have the band All Else Fails here tonight, and I had the hugest crush on the lead singer Barrett when we were in high school, so I'm really excited to see.
Hang on.
Do you hear that?
Where are the bells coming
Do you hear
from?
that?
Did our crew?
Oh my god, it's
Santa is here.
Bill, Jennifer, good to see you.
He knows my name.
How are you, Santa?
I'm great. My goodness, you guys have grown.
What's that
Well,
supposed to
Especially
mean?
Bill.
Just like you, Santa. It's all. I always ate the cookies I put out for you, so I have to apologize.
I've been so pleased. You've been so good this year. Jennifer, you've been really good. Bill,
You liar.
you've been mostly good, but I remember back many years ago, I'd be bringing you coal. I thought he was running a coal mine.
Santa, I was on your good list. I thought this year. Come on.
You are now, Bill. But Jen is especially. She's been very good this year, and you're doing pretty good. So I'll bring you something nice.
This is a great surprise. Santa shows up, December 7th, so you've got a lot of time, Santa, to get ready for the big day.
The elves have been working especially hard. We're working 3 8-hour shifts, 24/7.
Wow.
We are going to beat all the good stuff, and we're going to get, this is going to be the best Christmas 2011. You know there's over 7 billion people now on the earth, right?
Holy.
Wow.
So I've got a lot of work to do, but we're efficient,
Yeah.
we're going hard, and I'm going to bring something special for you, Bill, and something special for you, Jennifer.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait. Santa comes to www.Arts Talk Online on our show to visit us. What a surprise. This is amazing. And
I
you know,
could
really,
cry.
being Santa Claus is an art because you've got all these toys that have to be made every
Yes.
year. You have to decide how they're going to be made, what you're going to use. So it's definitely an art form, Santa.
Many of my elves are artists, and they design some of the greatest things, not as good as some of your artists, of course, but we love to bring art to all the children of the world. So important for Santa, so important for the elves, so important for the world. We love art on the North Pole.
So I have to ask you a question. When you're up in that sleigh, as you are traveling the world on Christmas Eve and through the evening, how many hours does that actually take you to cover the whole world?
Well, because of the time change, that really helps us out a lot. So we actually do it over 24 hours because you have to understand there's a little math involved there. Santa's not just eating all those cookies, he's actually studying a lot.
Because apparently I ate all the cookies.
That's right. There's a lot of physics involved, so we got to go to the international date line. We crossed that at a special time. So we're cheating a little bit. We got a day and a bit to actually get a lot of our toys from around the world. 7 billion children this year. So,
How are the reindeer? How's Rudolph?
oh my goodness. You know, Donder's been a little acting up. He's been a little acting up this year. So, you know, I've been giving him some lessons. They've been on the treadmill. They've been training. Rudolph's doing great. He's leading the pack. Donder, I got to work on him a little bit this year, but he's going to be great. He's going to be ready for the big day.
Is Rudolph's nose still shining nice and bright?
Still shining nice and bright, guiding me through. You know, there's been some crazy weather here with all the global warming lately, but Rudolph has been just a trooper, getting me from A to B. Rudolph's my main lead. That's why I love him.
And one more question, I guess, Santa. Now
Yes.
with all the traveling and with the new technology, we're in 2011, soon to be in 2012. Do you use a GPS?
We have GPS. One thing people don't understand about the North Pole is that we are automated. We've got
Oh.
GPS tracking, we've got NASA satellites.
Wow.
We're using every single triangulation you can think of to make sure we get there quickly, efficiently, and all the kids get their toys.
Well, this is awesome. Santa Claus coming to the set. We wish you a great time on Christmas Eve.
Safe travels.
Safe travels. Enjoy your preparation as you get ready for Christmas, Santa. We're so happy to have had you here. Santa Claus on Arts Talk Online. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this.
Actually, we're going to see Mary Lou Dreckenberg after the break.
That's right.
I'm excited. Mary Lou?
Thank you, Jen. Hi, I'm Mary Lou Dreckenberg. And today, I get to share with you my final segment about being successful. You finally got the audition. Now what do? One of the main things that people need to understand when you go to an audition is we're looking for somebody like you. You don't need to tell us when you come to the audition, I'm a nurse, that's why I'm good for this role of a nurse. We're looking for an actor who can play a nurse. So come in, make sure a few things we're going to go through. Come in prepared. Be respectful. And don't fraternize. Let me explain. When you reach to the point where you're getting your audition and your agent calls you and you have the script at hand, go through the script. Not just your lines. Read everybody's lines and everything that's going on, because other characters will tell you how your character says their lines and what's really going on in the scene. Read all the different parts of the script of the scene, all the intakes, the fades, everything that's going on. It'll help you understand. Some people actually take a tape recorder when they're starting to learn their lines, and they'll actually record the other character's lines. It's a very beneficial tool. So you've been prepared. Now you're getting ready to go for your audition. Please, come on time. And you know what? If your audition is at 2:10 and you do arrive at 2:15, no biggie, but don't make a big scene out of it. And there's other people who are preparing for their lines. So be respectful of them who are preparing for their lines, and don't do a lot of chatter. That's where the fraternizing doesn't really work. When you come into the audition, come in, audition, and leave. Respectfully, pleasantly, but know your material. Many a time we've seen an audition, an actor come in and they don't know their character, they don't know why they're there, and they've practiced something so stagnantly that they're not ready to change. And that's why an improv class will always be of benefit to you. So come in, learn your mark, learn your lines, and be respectful to everybody present, because you never know if that cameraman or that reader on the other side of the camera may be your next producer. So be respectful to everybody. Be prepared, be on time, be respectful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Boudreau. Thank you so much, Mary Lou. I find auditions are the most nerve-wracking part about the experience of acting, so it was so nice to hear those tips, and
For sure.
maybe I can be a little bit calmer going in, having more of a clear idea of what to look for in there.
Excellent tips again from Mary Lou. She's had some great tips so far
Yes.
on Arts Talk Online.
Yes.
So coming up, we have our first guest. Her name is Mandy Eve Barnett. And Mandy is a local writer out of Strathcona County, actually, and has just recently had her first children's book published. So right after the break, we'll have Mandy on set. And welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I am your co-host, Bill Roberts. With me is Mandy Eve Barnett. As mentioned earlier, Mandy is a local writer from Strathcona County. Welcome, Mandy.
Thank you very much.
So, Mandy, I have to ask you a question. I was looking at your bio, and you have lived in South Africa and in England and then to Canada. Why were you moving all over the place?
I was actually born in South Africa, and then it was not really my choice to move to England.
Okay.
That's where my parents decided to go. I lived most of my life in England, and then I wanted to go somewhere to give me more experience, so Canada was the way I wanted to go, and that's where I came here. Yeah.
That's great. So, what inspired you to become a writer?
I just think that there was something inside me that wanted to be creative, and I tried lots of different ways of being creative, and this was the one that really appealed and set me on a passion. It's something that I'm almost totally obsessed with now. Yeah.
So do you mainly write at home, or do you find places that you just prefer to write in, or
I write anywhere and everywhere,
do you carry a notepad with you?
all the time.
I know most writers would carry a notepad because an idea all of a sudden pops into your head and you want to jot it down.
Oh, you have to, because if you're in the middle of something that you're writing, you can almost always find yourself looking at something and thinking, I could use that, I could incorporate that, or an idea comes into your head, and if you don't write it down there and then you lose it.
That brings me to another question then. So where do you get your inspiration? Do you see something? Do you read something in the paper, something on television?
It could be anything and everything. I'm very good at doing word and picture prompts because they can spark something really inspiring that you can go from there, and an idea can grow really quickly from something really simple.
And I believe you're a member of the Strathcona County Writers Guild, is that correct?
It's actually the Writers Foundation of Strathcona County.
okay.
Yeah. And I've been a member just over 2 years now, and they've been awarded the Pride of Strathcona County this year, so we're very proud of that. And every member has a way of contributing, and we're all very supportive, encouraging of each other.
That's great. So obviously as with that group or association, then you would recommend any writer, whether you're a new writer or an existing writer, as an organization to join?
Oh, certainly, because we've got very new writers and we've got very experienced writers. So all together, we've got experience from every avenue, and we can help each other that way.
So I understand you do have a new book that is out and published. And who was the publisher?
Dream Right Publishing, and they're actually in Strathcona, in Sherwood Park, so they're local to me.
That's great, and they're a fairly new publisher, I believe.
Yes, they are, yeah.
And the book is called Rumble's First Scare. So tell me a little bit about it. We have it here, and let's hear a little bit about the story.
I decided to, instead of write about something being scary on Halloween, that I would actually write from the point of view of the monster. So Rumble is the monster who's taken by his mum to his first scare on All Hallows Eve, and it's his experience of something very different that he's never had before, which is somewhere bright and light, because he lives underground.
He lives underground. So exactly what type of a monster is he?
I made him up. It's a writer's prerogative. He's just a monster who lives underground. He's quite slimy, got nice little claws, nice fangs, so he's very good at scaring.
So when you write a children's book like this, did you also do the illustrations, or did you have somebody else do that for you?
I did some sketches, and then I got a former member of my circle to actually do the sketches for me, called Matthew McCatchley, and he's still very good at doing illustrations for most books.
So if somebody wanted to buy this book, being it's close to Christmas, and they want to buy a Christmas gift, where can they get it?
They can actually go to the website for Dream Right Publishing and order it from the online on there. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm sure if you just Google Dream Right Publishing, you'll be able to find it and be able to order that book. Mandy, we've loved having you come on the show to talk about your new book. Thank you very much for being on Arts Talk Online.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back. And welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I am Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
Thank you so much to Mandy Eve Barnett. And she was on talking about her wonderful children's book, so please go to the Dream Publishing website so you can order it.
I love the art on children's books. Like, it's just amazing, the creativity, and there are always so many different styles in each one. So
For sure.
It's beautiful.
I just realized this is the first show we've gone handheld mic, and here I am handing it over to Jennifer, and she's already got a mic on.
Now, you can never have too many mics.
Isn't technology fun?
Yeah.
All right, events. We have some events coming up. What do you got?
I've got two for you. At the Jubilee Auditorium is the Singing Christmas Tree from December 16th to 18th. It's really cool. It's a giant Christmas tree that the choir is kind of lined up on the various levels, and then they have dancing Santas parading around, so I'm really
dancing
excited.
Santas, that'll be fun.
We've also December 10th to the 11th, and then the 17th and the 18th. So this weekend and next weekend is the holiday skating at the rink here, where Santa's elves will be joining everybody. So that's
Santa
from 1 to 5.
has his elves coming to make an appearance.
I
so
guess
we
some
had
of them
Santa
get a
Claus,
break.
and now the elves are coming.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're so lucky.
Are you going to skate with them?
Maybe if I could skate.
Other upcoming events. We have Samantha King, who was on our very first show of Arts Talk Online, has Samantha King's New Year's Bash, which takes place here at the Palace Casino, right here in West Edmonton Mall, December 31st, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. So make sure that you don't miss that. And I wanted to get one other event on here very quick. We did talk about it last show. It takes place on December 9th. The Central Alberta Homeschool Choir has a concert in Camrose Friday, December 9th, 7:30 at the Century Meadows Baptist Church, 3720 66th Street. And that phone number was, you can call 403-783-3446 for tickets. We're going to throw to Lee Conrad, who now reviews a film called The Anonymous, which apparently he doesn't like. It's the first one that he's reviewed he doesn't like. All right, Lee, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Bill and Jen. Well, I'm a fan of Shakespeare. I really enjoy when it's adapted into film. My favorites there are Henry V, Much Ado About Nothing, and, well, Hamlet. All directed by Kenneth Branagh, who I think would have been a fantastic choice for directing Anonymous. Unfortunately, I got Roland Emmerich. Now, I'm not going to be shy about it. I'm not a big fan of his work. Granted, when I was about 13 and I saw Universal Soldier for the first time, I thought it was a really good movie. Then I saw Independence Day and I was rather disappointed with how convenient a lot of the plot points were. And then I saw Godzilla and suddenly I was completely turned off by this man's filmmaking ability. It really just shows just how much Hollywood mold he sticks into his films. But then he's tried other ventures like The Patriot and 10,000 BC and The Day After Tomorrow. His film making abilities are really kind of hit and miss. And that's what I feel is kind of what happens here. My first exposure to Anonymous was right off the bat with the tagline of, "Was Shakespeare a fraud?" And it made me laugh out loud as soon as I saw who the director was, because I had to see now what a disaster this movie could end up being. And I wasn't wholly disappointed. Now, visually, the film is absolutely stunning. It's amazing, the textures and what we see and how it is photographed, and some of the visual effects that they've taken and liberties of building the constructions of Old England. It's fantastic to watch. The costumes, the set pieces are brilliantly put together. Most of the performances are noteworthy. Rhys Ifans, who plays the Earl of Oxford, does an admirable job in showing his range from more of what, other than what we've seen in The Replacements from a few years ago. You will also see him in the upcoming Spider-Man movie playing Dr. Kirk Connors, so if you want to get an idea of what this guy is like, you can check out this movie. Vanessa Redgrave, who is no stranger to Shakespeare, gives us a performance of Queen Elizabeth that I don't think we've actually seen in any other rendition, because we're seeing her at the end of her reign. And as for the rest of the cast, it's sort of a mixed bag. I get the feeling while watching the movie that they're either trying too hard to be serious or to be silly. The actor playing Shakespeare, for one, at one point in the movie is running around trying to disguise himself by using a false nose and mustache held up in front of his face. If that's not a mockery of just how silly the film could actually be and trying to tarnish the image of Shakespeare, I don't know what is. The whole premise being is that this film is trying to tout off, was Shakespeare a fraud? And I think the appropriate tagline for this film, based on how they performed the story, is, was Shakespeare a fraud? We think so, and here's why. Because this film basically beats you over the head that the Earl of Oxford was in fact the author of Shakespeare's plays. It does not give us an opportunity as the audience to actually formulate our own opinion by showing us both sides of events. It almost gives us what they feel has happened. In order to give it some validity, Derek Jacobi, who once again is no stranger to Shakespeare, bookends the movie with a prologue and an epilogue by addressing the audience from a stage and spouting off facts about what we know of the man called Shakespeare. From what I understand, he actually believes this authorship debate in regards to the Earl of Oxford being the one who wrote Shakespeare's plays. But in the end, the argument is sort of a moot point, as one of my friends, Scott Sharplin, who's a noted man in the theater community, has stated to me that it really doesn't matter if Shakespeare wrote the plays, or if the Earl of Oxford wrote the plays, or if a room full of monkeys wrote the plays. It really doesn't matter. It's a 400-year-old popularity contest that nobody's going to win, because ultimately the plays will always be performed. And in the end, it really makes me wonder why this film even had to be made in order to make this point. And they have to tout it off as a bit of a work of fiction, obviously, in order to get their message across. And unfortunately, I think that's also going to confuse a younger generation watching this film for the first time and thinking that what we've been brought up to learn about Shakespeare is all questionable and it's loaded and bogged down in conspiracy theories. So The film has done its job in that it's created controversy within the arts community, and ultimately, I think it will be forgotten in terms of its performances and only known for its controversial nature and nothing for the actual validity of the film itself.
Welcome back to Arts Talk. Thank you, Lee. Well, he really did not like that film, so I guess
Wow.
I'm not sure if I want to go see it now. I was thinking about it, but I'm not sure.
He hated that. Holy.
Sometimes you get those reviews, which you get, you know, the 5 pieces of popcorn and then the 3 and the 4s. This one was almost
Yeah.
a -5 from what I
Yeah.
heard from Lee.
Well, I hope the popcorn was good at least, so that he got something out of
I
that.
sure hope so. Who's up next?
We've got All Else Fails that is coming on right away, and I'm so excited to just see where they've progressed. They've been together for 6 years, and I remember when they first started and where they are now, so I'm excited to have them
And
on
of
right
course,
away.
we had the crush.
Oh yeah, the crush.
We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Boudreau. Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. We have Barrett and Mitchell from All Else Fails with us. So excited. How are you guys doing?
Good. I'm doing well.
Good. You guys can share the microphone.
Me too.
So tell us a little bit about your band. What style of music are you playing?
Well, we're
pretty
gonna play.
heavy.
What?
Awesome.
It's heavy metal.
Cool. Is it? Do you
Yes.
agree? Yep. Wonderful. And you just have a new album that you've released in August called The Oracle. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure.
They're
yeah,
sharing. That's nice.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a brand new disc, a full-length album. It's our 3rd release so far, and it's kind of an interesting disc in that it covers the entire length of our career. So we have some really early stuff from an EP that is no longer in print,
Awesome.
some cover songs and that sort of thing, as well as a handful of new tracks as well.
Oh, fantastic. And is that available just online, or where can people pick that up?
Yeah, we've got it. It's processing on iTunes, so very shortly it should be online. Right now it's just for sale at
Excellent.
shows and that sort of thing, but next month or so it'll be iTunes,
Fantastic. Christmas gift idea for anybody that's watching.
if you're buying it in January.
If you're buying it in January. So New Year's.
Yes.
Excellent. And you also have a new music video that was just released.
Yes.
For Rebirth, is that correct?
That's the one, yeah. It's been out about 3 weeks or so now and making the rounds online and should be up on Much Loud in the next couple of weeks here or so.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So if I was listening to the radio, which station would I hear your music on?
Something on Sirius Satellite.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well, I don't know radio stations. Nothing local.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, probably the university station. They
Awesome.
have like a heavy metal thing at, 1:30 in the morning every once in a while, I think.
Yeah.
Fun.
There's not a lot of support for metal, especially indie metal in the Edmonton scene
Oh,
for whatever
I
reason.
see.
Not on commercial radio anyway.
Okay, well, let's try and rally up some support, shall
Yeah.
we?
There you go. Write
So-
letters.
You've got some upcoming events and shows. What can we expect from you in December?
Sure. Well, we've got a couple of events in December. The first one is on the 16th, and it's we have a song coming out on our record label's compilation. So we're having
Excellent.
a big listening party for that, kind of a unorthodox event. It's going to be on the 16th at Eden Strip Club, so
Fun.
a little different. We've got all the
Oh.
bands lined up. The girls are going to dance to it and that sort of thing. So
That sounds
a
like
little
they're
bit
going to
of
strip to it.
pre-Christmas- Exactly. A little bit of pre-Christmas debauchery.
Dance too.
Oh, that's less fun.
I'm gonna dance too.
Yay! I'm
Yay.
excited for that.
And then we're playing. We've got a showcase out in Lloydminster of all places on the 17th.
Okay. So do you find that you're doing a lot of traveling?
Yeah, we actually do very few shows these days in Edmonton. We'll
Okay.
maybe do 3 or 4 a year, kind of bigger events, that sort of thing. But most of our time these days is spent on the roads. We do a lot of touring, that sort of thing. This year was our 4th cross Canada tour, so in the new year
Wow.
we're looking to go overseas, do some stuff kind of in Asia and doing Europe in the spring.
Oh my goodness, that sounds awesome. So
Absolutely.
how do you balance your personal life with your traveling professional life? Oh, to Mitchell. Mitchell
We,
gets to answer this one.
We take time off work so we can sit at home and play video games for 6 months.
Oh, effective.
Then we figure out we're broke, so we have to work and not play in a band because we're broke. Wait a minute.
Maybe I should field this one.
Yeah, let's not let him answer any more
Yeah, that's
questions.
why you don't let bass players answer interview questions.
Yeah. Good call.
No, I mean, that's the hardest thing about being a musician at any pro level is that you really have to be able to balance your personal life. So a lot of people have trouble balancing their girlfriends and their work and that sort of thing. So it's just really a
Yeah.
matter of preparation more than anything else, making sure
Okay.
that you have a job. Because let's be honest, music is hardly paying anybody anymore, from the big guys to the little guys. So you have to have your day job still at the level we're at anyway. So we work during our breaks, and when it's time for tour, we just quit our jobs or take the time off or whatever we have to do to get in a sweaty van and go on the road.
That sounds like they're living the dream. Definitely living the dream.
It's living a dream anyway.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was so
Absolutely.
wonderful seeing you a little bit.
Thanks for having us.
That
Are you okay?
was awesome. Oh my goodness, that was so exciting. I just need a.
A moment? Yeah. Should we give you that moment just to...
Am I red? Am I
No,
really red?
No, you
Oh,
look
okay.
fine.
I thought for sure that I was blushing that whole time, and I was like, maybe I can move a little bit closer to him, but I didn't want to make it too awkward.
Great interview. All else fails. He mentioned the U of A station. That's CJSR. So if you ever have an
Excellent.
opportunity, listen to that station. I used to do a show on there from like midnight till 6 a.m. So I know what it's like to do that long shift. So anyway, it has been a fantastic show. I got a little tongue-tied earlier, and I think it was all because Santa was here. That was a huge surprise. That threw us right off.
Yeah.
Having Santa
Oh my
Claus show up
goodness.
on the show, and then of course having Jennifer's crush here was even, more of an issue for Jennifer than it was for me. But it was a great interview. Next week, coming up right here again at West Edmonton Mall, we get to come back and do another show here. We have two great upcoming guests. Who's coming up, Jennifer?
We've got Anna Beaumont, which I'm interviewing. I'm so excited. And
Kathy Griffiths, who is a local glass artist. So she does glass blowing, and I guess she has studied quite a bit in the U.S. and even in Europe, and she is very,
Wow.
very good at her art.
Wow.
So make sure to tune in, first of all, to this show right here, Wednesday night, December 7th on artstalkonline.com, and then make sure you tune in to next week's show. This has
Yeah.
been Arts Talk Online. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau. Watch the hockey game tonight.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week.